Hi, it's Alexis Hasselberger, time management and productivity coach. I am super excited because I am about to open the doors again to my coaching program, Time Well Spent, time management for real people just like you who have pressures and lives and lots of things to do, way too many things to do, and who live in the real world, right? Who need strategies that actually fit into your life, that work for who you are. So I am opening up this program again in just a few weeks. I offer it twice a year. And I wanted to let you know about it just in case you're new here on this YouTube channel and you aren't familiar with how you can work with me. And this is one of the best ways to do it. And so I wanted to share just a little bit about that. If you are not interested in additional help, like don't keep watching. But if you think, you know what, I might like a little more help in these areas. I might like to, change some things about how I'm doing things. I might like to feel less stressed. I might like to feel like I have more control of my time. Then maybe just listen for a couple of minutes because I will tell you what this is all about and how you can find out more. So there is a link I'm going to drop right here, which you can click that and you can get on the wait list. That will make sure that when the doors actually open, you are the first to know and that you can go in there, find out all of the information that you need and enroll if you'd like to, right? So you can click that link. That would be a great next step. But I do want to tell you a little bit more about this program and why it exists and what's in it, right? So this program exists because I wanted to be able to help more people. And I was maxing out on my capacity with one-on-one clients. And so I opened up this group program and I've run it several times, and it has been really, really successful. The last one that I ran, I think one of the best quotes that I got from one of my students in this course, she said, after this 10-week program, I wrote down 10 goals at the beginning and I accomplished every single one of them. Her goals, I'm not going to list all 10 of them here, but some of them were things like, I don't want to feel like I'm drowning anymore. Does that sound familiar? Do you feel like that sometimes? She got rid of that. She also said, I don't want to work on nights and weekends. In 10 weeks, she was able to cut night and weekend work out. Right. She also said that she wanted to always feel like she knew what she was doing with her time. She managed to make that happen. Right. All of these things. And she wanted lower stress too. She wanted lower stress. She wanted to be able to go about her day, her job, her family, not feeling all that pressure and all that overwhelm. So those are the types of results that people get when they're in this program. But what is it, right? I'm talking program. What is a program? Here's what it is. So it is an online platform that has videos, how-tos, supporting materials, guides, templates, things like that. You have access to that forever. It also has a coaching component. So we have 10 weekly coaching sessions. There's a group. We're all in there together. It's going to be people who are struggling with the same stuff that you are. So it's a safe space, right? It's a safe space to talk about all of this stuff, to talk about the struggles, to talk about what's working, what's not working. And I am in there in all of those sessions so that you are able to really ask me all your questions. I'm able to provide support and feedback, and you're able to learn not only from me, but from each other and get support from the group. Now, there's another way to get support in this group as well. We have a private members-only Slack group. And in the Slack group, you get support from each other. I'm in there every day answering questions, providing support. You get to support each other. Most people who join the program end up finding an accountability buddy. So someone else that they are kind of going through the program with. Sometimes they come in with one, and sometimes you meet one in the program. So you really have another person, if you want that you can dive deep with. Now, what does the program entail? So the program really follows a specific arc, and this is based off the one-on-one coaching program that I do with clients. It's the same set of structures here, the same modules, the same things that we're going through, because over the years, I have found that it doesn't just work to, try this and try this and try this. There really is a way that we layer things on that is going to make it a lot easier for you to make actual lasting change. And that's what we want, right? We don't want just Band-Aid solutions. We don't want something that we try for a little while, we get really excited about, and then we lose track of it. We want lasting solutions. And so what do we do here? We start from a position of knowing ourselves better exactly as we are. I don't know about you, but I don't like bending to the will of others, right? I want to do things that work for me. And I bet you do too. And I think that is something that differentiates this program from a lot of others, is that I'm not saying, hey, here is the absolute best way. You have to do it this way, because Your mind might be different from my mind, right? And we're going to start with some self-knowledge. So some personality traits and tendencies, how we can use those to your advantage. You're also going to get the lay of your land by tracking some time so that you really know, where is your time going? People are always surprised. We're also going to track like our distractions, right? We all have different things that are causing us to kind of lose time out the bottom of a leaky bucket, and they're different for everyone. So we're going to first start by kind of understanding who we are. Then we're going to move on to task management. And now you might think task management, maybe not the most exciting subject, but for me, super exciting. I love task management because it's really about how we get things done, right? We don't want to spend a ton of time in our task systems. We don't want to have a lot of overhead, but we do want a system that buoys us so that we don't have to keep all that stuff up here. When it's up here, or rather when it's, up here and in Asana and on Post-it notes and in notebooks, maybe multiple notebooks, and all over the place, right? You've got tasks in your email and you've got stuff on Slack and there's sticky notes, virtual sticky notes on your computer. This can be really overwhelming. And so we're going to build a single trusted system to keep track of all of the things that you need to do in a way that is much more or much less overwhelming, let me say, than a list, right? A list is overwhelming. We look at it and we're like, great, I have 500 things that I need to do. That's not helpful. We are going to build a system. Then we move into prioritization of that system. So we're talking true prioritization, not high, medium, low. That doesn't help us really. Not P1, P2, P3. We are going to learn a system for prioritizing within time because that's what you have, right? We have time and we have things that need to happen in that time. And so we're going to figure out how do we, one, say no to the things that we shouldn't be doing? How do we really prioritize in such a way that the things that we do today, we know they're more important than the things that we didn't do. And that's really all we can do as humans, right? You, me, everybody else, we're all going to die with a big long list of things we didn't do. And that's okay. But we want to feel good about not only what we did do, but what we didn't, right? Then we move into planning. And we're going to be talking about some really low effort, high reward ways to plan so that two things happen. One, when you show up to your day, you know what to do, right? And if things change, you know how to pivot. We are also going to implement some planning so that you can actually decompress and disconnect from your work if that's what you want to do at the end of the day, on weekends, on vacations. Because so often we find ourselves just, waking up in the middle of the night thinking about all the things that you need to do tomorrow because there's not a plan for that. And so we are going to talk about some really low effort ways to make that happen. Then we're going to move into our communications. So email, Slack, WhatsApp, text, all of the different ways that we communicate, these can feel like we're just drinking from the fire hose. And most people that I work with are just completely overwhelmed. It just feels like you can never stay on top, right? But we are going to get there. We're going to get to inbox zero. We are going to have a way to stay there for all of those inboxes that does not require that you're spending, gobs of time in your email or in Slack, et cetera. We are going to turn these things sort of into funnels that come into our task system. So we're evaluating what we need to do. Then we are going to tackle your calendar, right? Now, maybe your calendar looks like a brick wall, just back to back to back to back meetings. Maybe your calendar looks like Swiss cheese. It's, a meeting here and then 30 minutes and a meeting and 15 minutes. And it's so fragmented that it feels like there's never time to do anything except check Slack and check your email. So we're going to be doing calendar audit to really take control so that the time you spend on meetings and in meetings is worthwhile. And you're taking back that time where it wasn't useful anyways. Then we are going to work on habits. So a lot of this stuff is about habit building, habit change, and habits are hard. People will have you believe that habits can be built with willpower and motivation. I just don't think that's true. I don't think that's enough. At least in my experience and the experience of my clients, that's not enough. And so we are going to be diving into science-backed strategies that will help you to build habits based on, who you are, what works well for you, what your environment is like, how you set these things up. So habit building, because we want these things to be sustainable. And it's just not true that you can build a habit in 3 weeks or 21 days, or, you can build a habit with just this one strategy, right? Or just willpower. You just have to try harder, right? That does not work. And it just makes us feel bad about ourselves. Then we move into efficiency. So there are a number of things that we think about in terms of efficiency, but at its core, it's really, you probably have a set amount of time that is limited that you would like to dedicate to being productive and work like things, right? And it's probably not all of the time. So, how can we make that work time, that time that you want to be productive, much more efficient through things like proper delegation and time and batching of tasks and templates and like all of these different things so that you're not having to work so hard, so that you're spending less effort but getting more impact. And then finally, we're going to talk through focus. So, focus is not just an absence of distractions, right? I don't know about you, but I certainly have been alone at home. My kids aren't even here. My husband's not here. My phone's in the other room, and it's still hard to focus on the thing that I'm trying to do until I learned a number of techniques that I can use and that I can teach to you to help you to increase focus even in the absence of distractions. But of course, we are going to work on those distractions too, because distractions are time stealers, and I bet you know it. So that's the arc that we take. This is a program that is so supportive. There's a group of people. There's me supporting you as well. If this is something that sounds like it might be interesting to you, I think you owe it to yourself to just click on the link and get on the waitlist so you can find out more, right? You don't have to enroll right away. But if it's something that you're like, you know what, that does sound kind of good. I was kind of nodding my head when you were going through this list of things that we'll cover and make transformation on, then I want you to click that link and get on the wait list so that you'll be the first to know when I am opening up those doors, and you can find out more and evaluate whether or not this is something for you. If you have questions too, you can reach out to me directly. You can add a comment right here. Either way, I would love to answer your questions. I would love to see you in this program if you think that it's the right move for you. And I would love for you to, most importantly, know about it so that it doesn't just pass you by. So make sure that you join that waitlist if it's something that seems like it could be valuable for you.